What's up, everyone? Good morning. Good morning. Okay, so answered this question on Quora today. Made it a post on LinkedIn and thought, why not continue the conversation on how small businesses can use social media more effectively. I don't necessarily have a direct course for how I want to take this conversation. So if you have any questions for how a small business or small brand can use social media, make sure just to throw them up because I'm just going to talk off the cuff for about 10-15 minutes, and let's see if we can get some golden nuggets out there because frankly that is all I am trying to do. So let me pull up this LinkedIn page and then we will get started. Hopefully, everyone's having a beautiful Tuesday and let's rock and roll. Okay, cool. So, long story short, small businesses, much like you guys know, have the power or have the opportunity to use the power of social media, not just to keep existing customers, but also to get new customers, build deeper relationships with them. There's just so many different avenues that you can go if you decide to actually go down the route of using social media as a tool to grow your business. And let us start there. So there's no question that probably every single person either has a account on social, if not they're using it quite a bit. The one thing that I always tell people is this is the new norm. Like we're not going back from social. The platforms might change. Facebook used to be much bigger than Instagram and still is, but Instagram is much more popular or growing in popularity. So there's always a give and take, and there's always platforms changing and mediums and whatnot. Voice and AR and all these other platforms have the ability to become their own new social, enterprises and whatnot. But we as social creatures are not going to go back to writing letters on a massive scale. That's good, but also it's bad if you don't accept that and actively jump into that world. So, first thing, you can probably reach anyone you want, any business, so if you're B2B or B2C, direct to consumer, it doesn't matter what you do. The audience that you're trying to reach, or the audience that, or the mechanisms to enable the audience are on these platforms. For instance, let me break down why. So in B2B world, right? If you are selling software enterprises for, oil companies, LinkedIn right here, those people are on these platforms. They might not be as active. Maybe they're more active on Facebook, but you can find those people here and you hypothetically could send them a direct message, thanking them for connecting, asking to connect, wanting to ask about their businesses. You hypothetically could do that. And you can repeat that process for any business. So whether it's oil companies or bake shops, salons, maybe it is single parents, it doesn't matter. You can use these tools to personalize a connection with them. That means you can reach out to them and you can do that at scale. My biggest thing is, when I mention this to people, they often kind of laugh it off, but it's true. If you are in the B2B space, let's bring this back, in the business to business space, and you get one new client a month, right? That's good. But if you get three, like you're going to reach capacity pretty fast. Hypothetically, you could reach out to three people in your niche right now, or let's say you can reach out to 30 and 10% need what you have right now, hypothetically, and you get those three clients. If you do that for a couple months, you hypothetically could be at the max that your business today can deal with that, whether it's website design or SEO or whatever your small service business has. And you can repeat this process every single day using this device and the platforms built on top of that. So, number one, you can outbound to anyone. Number two, especially what I've seen, it's been interesting in the world of business and COVID. I've seen so many businesses keep customers up to date through their Facebook pages. What the special menu is, when they're opening, if they require masks, if they don't, and all these specific things they're not putting on their website, or maybe they are, but the majority of people are engaging with them on Facebook, on Instagram. They're talking directly to their customers. They're giving their customers who already trust them and love what they have a voice. They're giving all this to them, which is kind of fantastic because you're able to retain customers better. That's why I believe Yelp reviews, online reviews, even though a lot of people, and we all know this, very seldom do you go out of your way to leave a positive review for someone. More than likely, you're leaving negative reviews, but that just gives us an incentive to actually wow the person so much so that they decide to post a positive review out there. And that's just one example. So you're able to retain your customers not just by outwardly communicating, status updates with them, or what the specials are on the menu, but actually, what their stance on Black Lives Matter are, what they're doing to keep customers safe during COVID. There's just so many things that you can do to retain your customers. If a customer had a bad experience and they post about it on Facebook or Twitter, a business can jump in and apologize and try to make that wrong right, because we all know it's, you might lose 10, 15, $20 on refunding someone on their coffees and pastries or book or whatever. You could do that, and it might be expensive in the moment, but how would that person feel and talk about your brand if you did that for them? If they felt like, oh, hey, this business actually really cares, I'm going to give them another try. Or they might, take down the negative review and whatnot. So comparatively, if you really put everything on the table, you actually could be saving yourself money by taking care of these people. And social is a great way to do it. Like, no one, unfortunately, you can't stop a person from writing a bad letter to you, right? So public, or even sending a private direct message, you can't see that. But if it's public, you can address it. And we all know, we've all been there, where we see someone complaining and there's just a long thread about either people agreeing with them, not agreeing with them, the business jumping in. There's just so much exposure in that, right? Awesome. That is two of the points. What other points did I have today to share with you? Let's see. I do not have my coffee yet, so I'm just over here like, okay, what did I write this morning? Because that will help lead the discussion. Okay, this one might be one of the most important one. Is think about branding and social media marketing as a long-term play. Yes, you might get a customer today. You might, just stumble on a huge, pit of people who just need what you have, and that might totally transform your business today. But more than likely, you're probably looking at about a 3% increase in whatever you're doing today, 3% in the next couple of weeks, months. But if you're looking for the real growth and benefit from social, it's just like marketing, in billboards and in magazines and whatnot. You have to think about the long term. So understand that, yes, social media is fantastic. You get to gain all these relationships. But even if you had to refund someone for a purchase and they feel really happy that you did, you might not see the benefit of that right away. Maybe not in the next weeks, and on our P&Ls, it might not look like it was good until that customer refers a client that buys $1 million house from you if you're a real estate, or that signs up for a 12-month fitness boot camp at $1,500, and all these different types of things. We won't see that in our P&Ls probably right away. Now you will see it eventually, and you probably it'd be very difficult to isolate a specific instance unless that person tells you why they decide to go with you, because you right the wrong here or whatnot. But think about social as a very long-term play, building a brand, building up equity with customers, as well as driving sales. But realize that that's probably going to come in a much later date. Number 3. Commit to doing small actions every single day. The way you grow muscle is you don't work out once a day. Once a week. You work out over a period of time. You will see more results if you go for a daily walk for 45 days than if you go for half a marathon run one day out of those 45 days. It's just the truth. You're going to see results if you continuously put in effort. If you eat well one day and eat bad every single other day, that doesn't really matter. But if you commit to eating healthy breakfast every single day for 45 days, 60 days, 100 days, you will start to see and feel a difference. So when you're thinking about social media, when you're thinking about how to use it for your business, make sure that you're committing to doing a little bit each and every day. And I have a whole different series where I talk about how to find wasted time during your day to actually do that. But just know that you can do that every single day, whether it's walking to go get coffee or going to, walking from the car to the office or going for your daily walk, or you have 10, with 3 minutes before your next meeting, whatever that is, find wasted time in your day, commit to making content then, and then honestly, you'll see fantastic results from that. Now, the last one is pretty interesting, which is the best thing you can do as a small business when you're doing social or marketing in general is have a plan. Understand that today you are at a certain point, but in the next 3, 6, 8 months, you want to get somewhere else. Well, that's awesome. If I know I have to go from here to San Diego, there's a route that I take. And even if a road is blocked off, I can reroute around that, barrier. But if I have no idea where I'm going or why I'm doing the things I'm doing, it's very hard for me to know if I'm getting closer, if I'm getting further, if I'm actually hitting the mark and going in the right direction at all to get where I want to be. So you have to figure out where is it that you want to go and how can you get the resources, the people to help that get you there. So the most important thing that you need to do is have a plan. Even if that plan changes every 3, 4 weeks, it does not matter, but at least you have a plan, you have a North Star. You're going to a specific thing. And for every business is different. Maybe it is to, generate 10% of sales through social this year. Then it's 15 the next year, and maybe it's 17 the next year. And it's slowly weaning off, direct mail because it's too expensive. Or let's say your goal is to, get more brand recognition for your business in Phoenix, Arizona, where I live, right? Maybe you go both traditional and social and you combine those and you do something with that. I got an opportunity around my table, or on my table yesterday, for having for a magazine that is going to come out. An individual asked if I would like to be part of this magazine and this launch. And again, it probably won't be they probably not post on social because they're more, actually they might post on social, but it's more of a magazine type of deal, a traditional paper magazine. So will that translate into something? Maybe not that, but maybe I clip that and use that for something else, or I talk and have a great relationship with this individual. He puts me onto a magazine or a radio show or something else that explodes my brand. Again, you just will not know. So again, I know where I'm going, and this is an opportunity I will say yes to because it's going to help me get more attention for the things that I care about. So it's a little bit deviated, but it's an opportunity to get to where I want to get to, but I can only say yes because I know it's part of my plan. So those are a couple of tips on how to stay and use social media more effectively. Hopefully you guys have a ton of value from that. Again, this was off the cuff, so thank you for dealing with me with this. But if you have any questions or anything, drop them in the comments, send me direct messages. More than happy to always answer your questions. But besides that, we're cutting it off for today. So have a fantastic day, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Let's try this again.